tinfoil hat. Oh, what the fuck are you guys even talking about?
Global controls will have to be imposed, and a world governing body will be created to enforce them.
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat. We go deep, homeboy. Eric, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
Good morning, Swarm, and welcome to Tinfoil Hat. You know I am. You know I'm here to do. I'm here to join me as always, Xavier Guerrero, and on the ones and two, Jay Nice, Juicy Johnny, J Dog, Johnny Woodard.
Yes, from the Wise Wolf.
Gold and Silver Studio. That's right, the Wise Wolf Gold and Silver Studio. Get your precious metals now as they keep printing out all this funny money. Get an tangible asset that you can hold in your hand, and that is, we want you to go to SamTripoli.gold, promo code tinfoil. Get in on the Wolf Pack, anywhere from $50 and up. I'm part of it. I hope you guys will join me. Real quick, let's get into our guest. I love our guest. He's the best of the best, dude. I love him very much. The one, the only, Eddie Bravo. Let's get into it. All right, let's get to it. He's one of my favorite people on planet Earth. He's the first ever guest on the show, and he's back again. The gnome is to love him, the multi-talented Eddie Bravo. Bow, 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 bow. How are you, Eddie? How are you, Eddie? Good to see you again. I miss you, bud.
I miss you too, man. Everything's great. I'm in Vegas for the PGF. It's a jiu-jitsu event that goes on all week. Starts on Sunday, ends on Friday. It's insane. So everyday jiu-jitsu. It's
a tournament, and so you had a draft. You draft your rollers. You have to now. You qualify for it. Once you qualify, how many guys qualify?
20 guys. So the draft is for 20 dudes, and that was Sunday. And then there's 4 teams.
Do you have a name, John? Do you have a name, Eddie, for the guy who gets drafted last? Is he Mr. Irrelevant or anything like that?
No. I think the guy who drafted last is doing really fucking good.
Yeah, I'm sure. 20 guys, it's like got to be like this, like razor thin on talent, right? There's so many great guys out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's so much fun. It's the funnest I've had at a jiu-jitsu event ever. I mean, because it's everyday jiu-jitsu. It's not just one show. It's Friday or it's Monday. So Monday through Thursday is the team event. Whatever team wins gets 100,000. That's 20,000 per competitor. And then the top 8 guys from all those teams, they have an 8-man tournament. The team part is over on Friday. Friday's like the main event, and it's the top 8 guys. And they have an 8-man tournament, EBI rules, and the winner gets 20,000. So one competitor could potentially be on the winning team and get 20K, and then win the 8-man tournament and get another 20K. Pretty awesome. Zoltan from Five Finger Death Punch, he got involved. He invested in PGF. PGF was Brandon McCaffrey, a.k.a. BMAC. It's his show. He was doing it in Alabama. He had this idea. He was pulling it off in Alabama with a small budget, but then Zoltan, who owns Epic Roll, it's Zoltan is a jiu-jitsu black belt and a judo black belt. And
man, that guy can kill people.
yeah, he's the guitar player for Five Finger Death Punch. He's fucking awesome, man. And so he invested in PGF, brought it to Vegas, and now we got budget. Now there's a lot of money involved, so it's fun. So I was going to be one of the coaches, but then I backed out of that because I didn't want to coach against my own guys because there's a lot of 10 Planet guys in there, and I wasn't going to coach against my own black belt. So I stepped aside. Jean-Jacques Machado took over for me, and now I'm just reffing. So I'm just chilling, hanging out, reffing. They got the front row of the mat on each side of the mat are couches. So it's like we're just sitting on couches watching jiu-jitsu. It's so much fun.
I love it. I got to make it out to an event, dude. I love watching jiu-jitsu so much. And speaking of events, we have a bunch of shows coming up, Eddie. We are going to be live in Aurora this on the 4th. May 4th be with you. You, Xavier Guerrero, myself, and Leonardo Joni will be joining us. And then Janesville, Wisconsin at the Comedy Cabin. I think that's almost sold out. Both shows, at least the stand-up is. Go up a little bit. I'm sorry. Go back down to the and that is on May 5th, and that's at the Comedy Cabin. We're closing out their comedy festival. So grab those tickets now. And then also, it's not up yet, but I had to ask Dana for the dates. We are also going to be at the Dojo of Comedy in Morris Plains, New Jersey. We're bringing Eddie to the dojo. That'll be June 21st. And then we're back in Connecticut at Broadbrook, June 22nd. And hopefully the farmers will come back, and we'll see how it goes. So, yeah, that's it, Eddie. A lot of great gigs coming up. How's everything been going?
Everything's great, man. Everything's great. Except for the collapse of society. That part's not so great.
It is getting really crazy right now. I don't know if you've seen, I have issues, obviously, with what Israel is doing in Gaza. Because I'm anti-war, and you can't convince me that this is not a one-sided affair. Okay,
it's not even war.
It's not even war. Yeah. It's genocide. It's like one side's teeing off on the other. But the reason I find this stuff so interesting is because I don't know if you've ever seen the Capitalist Conspiracy by G. Edward Griffin, but he breaks down how the elites at the top are funding both sides, and this is the best example of that to me right now is this Israel versus pro-Palestine. Protest going on, and how we're now seeing all this stuff on Twitter to the point I had to take Twitter off my phone because it was just driving me fucking nuts. So I took it off my phone. But now the New York riot police are showing up to stop these protests in Colombia of the pro-Palestine stuff, and it's just, to me, it's so obvious what's going on right here. It's just meant to just so you don't know if you're coming or going, because these cops weren't anywhere during the Antifa riots. They weren't doing anything during the BLM riots. We were told those were peaceful protests, and it was so peaceful that COVID wouldn't even fuck with it, that we wouldn't have any COVID being spread. That's how peaceful the protests were. And then here we are now. The riot cops have to show up. Do you have any thoughts on any of that?
Man, it's so confusing, man. It's so confusing because the whole Palestine-Israel thing split the left and it split the right. It's crazy. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, the left, they're arguing with each other. Half the left is pro-Israel, half the left is pro-Palestine. Same thing with the right. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Holy wars. God said this, God said that. Chosen people, this is our land, all that. Whoa, man! Like, how do you debate?
I don't know how.
How do you debate when it's like about God and this is my land, we were here before you type shit? I'm like, fuck, dude. It sounds like end times to me, man. It sounds like the prophecy, revelations. I don't know, man. I don't. You think we're going to go into World War III, like when Iran attacks, when you hear, you're on your phone, you're like, Iran is attacking Israel. I go, okay, it's over, right? And then it isn't over. It's like, wait a minute, what happened to World War III?
Yeah,
where
did that go?
Turns out they were launching spitballs, actually. It wasn't missiles.
It's so crazy, dude. It's so nuts that they weren't even, it's not even like, they just sent over what? You remember those snaps you throw at people?
Yeah. It was spitballs, yeah.
Yeah, just like they were just shooting spitballs out of a straw. And somehow the Iron Dome was able to stop those, but then the Iron Dome couldn't stop paragliders. It's like, again, it's just like...
It's a real flaw in the system, isn't it?
It's really crazy. But, so Eddie... I don't know about you. You're a bigger name and bigger in terms of just people knowing who you are, especially when it comes to like conspiracies and stuff like that. Do you see that you've been right so much, right? We've been right so much. Is there anybody in your life that was like anti what you were saying that are now like, okay, dude, you were right about that. You were right about everything. And any of that?
A couple people, not as many as I thought. I think, I don't know. They might be, I don't know what it is, but I was at the airport sitting next to these people talking about there's all these flights being canceled. We're all, complaining about this, complaining about that. And this lady next to me said, yeah, the weather, mechanical, all this. And my husband is a pilot and this and that. I'm like, oh, her husband's a pilot. I wonder if he thinks the earth is flat. I'm just thinking shit like that. And then I just popped off and I'm like, do I want to get into this conversation with these people? So I go, you know what it might be? There might be a shortage of fucking pilots, man, because they forced those pilots to take that jab. And who knows, maybe there's so many canceled flights, man. This last weekend in Florida, I almost didn't make it to Vegas. 2 of my flights got canceled. I had to stay. I was like, I had to get hotel vouchers and taxi vouchers. And I did all that shit. Spent the night. I actually got stranded in Dallas last weekend. And then the next day I found out you were there. I'm like, fuck, I could have hung out with you.
Yeah. Oh, you were in Dallas when I was there?
Yeah, just for Friday night. I had to stay. I was on my way to Jacksonville. I was supposed to go to Jacksonville, but flights got canceled. So I asked this lady, I was telling this, I just got on the conversation and started a conspiracy retard conversation. And I go, man, it's probably, and then the woman who had a husband who was a pilot, she was like, oh, I don't know about that. I don't know. And then like 10 minutes later, we're talking about all the heart attacks and myocarditis. And it turns out COVID only killed, old fat people with cancer. And she was like, yeah. And she goes, my husband, he got heart problems from when we think it's probably the jab.
Oh
and
my God.
He's not a pilot no more. They won't let him fly. I go, what the fuck are we talking about here? You're just saying this now after all this shit we were talking about? Like, turns out her husband, who's a pilot, has myocarditis and they won't let him fly anymore.
And he should be suing the shit out of them.
Yeah.
He should be
So I think there's a shortage of pilots and they're just blaming it on weather. Like, oh shit, extreme weather, severe weather.
No, I agree with that. Change. I totally agree with that. I think you're totally right, man. And that's
are any of those lawsuits going through though?
I don't know. I haven't heard any. I mean, they've really. It's like it's even crazy.
They'll never let it happen.
It's really crazy how, like, even on like the let's say Twitter or any of those, tech, social media, how like a story just disappears. Even though it's not super conspiracy, but the LeBron James on steroids story, just gone. It's just gone. Nobody, even on YouTube or anything, like, it's gone.
It's kind of how we are today, though, right? It's the daily news cycle.
It's so
the next
crazy
thing, the next
to
thing.
me.
Now Taylor Swift's crazy, it's the next thing.
But, if you study like 2050, who knows what agenda? They have so many agendas, 2025, 2020, 2030, whatever it is. If you study 2030, they don't want you flying anymore. I mean, by 2050, they've said, we do not want commercial flights anymore. They do. If they want you in a 15-minute city, why do they want you flying? They don't. So Johnny and I, we just dropped a broken simulation and we were getting in because Eddie was in Dallas the day that I was there. And I had people telling me that their flights are being canceled. And I go, why are they being canceled? And they told me it's because of rain. And I go, we're canceling flights now because of rain? Like, what are we talking about here? And then
American Airlines, they're the worst, dude. They're the worst. I told my wife after the second flight got canceled, I said, no more fucking American Airlines. Let's keep it to United and Delta. You know,
I'm Delta. I'm Delta. I just do Delta, dude. Pick one, run with it, get all your points so you get pushed to the big seats eventually. You fly enough, Eddie. I do. But yeah, I mean, now there was a lot of rain in Dallas, but I've never heard of them not being able to fly because of not because of ice, not because of snow, not rain.
Wasn't thunderstorms or it wasn't like lightning?
It was just rain.
So stupid.
And this is
because aren't they? I mean, I don't know nothing about obviously the sky, but
we know that.
Don't they go over where technically is the rain clouds? Technically,
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they start out under them, but you know,
yeah.
I mean, what are you telling me? But if you're telling me these planes can't survive rain, like, do I want to even be stepping on them?
No, that's what they want to do. They want to establish that flying isn't good. They're making people as miserable as possible flying.
And we're one of the few countries in the world that has no train system at all. I mean, the Amtrak just sucks. When the government took trains over, they just ran it right in the toilet.
And you know what? You know what? There's something to that. I didn't even think about that, Sam. But I'm like, isn't it crazy that all of a sudden all these airplanes are falling apart?
Yeah.
And it's like mainstream news.
Yeah.
Like doors are flying off and shit. And then Boeing whistleblowers getting killed. It seems like, damn, maybe they don't want us to fly. Maybe you're right. I never thought about the flying thing.
I've been saying that for over a year. That when I saw their list of things they want by 2050, one of them is no more commercial flights, which is super interesting, right? They didn't say no more private flights.
Yeah.
They just said no more commercial flights, which means the elites are allowed to do it just like they were allowed to not wear masks at their events.
I think it's the same thing with fear-mongering with the Boeing planes having technical difficulties.
100%.
Trying to scare people like, don't fly, they don't work.
This guy's like cross-checking what planes he's on. Have you ever done that? Eddie, have you ever been like, oh, I wonder what plane I'm flying? I have no clue.
I do it. Yeah, I do it. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. I do.
Never.
Dude, when you like book the flight, it's just right there. It tells you what jet you're on. I'm always Airbus.
You know what?
How much of it can you find out, Johnny? Like, can you find out how many times, how long it's been in the air?
Dude, you can find out how old the plane is, everything. Yeah.
Johnny collects their cards. He has
I'm not
Boeing,
in no,
he
I'm
has
not
his
in
Boeing rookie cards.
You know what's crazy is for the amount of flights that go off every fucking day, it's amazing that like one plane a year doesn't go down in the United States. Not even one. Not even fucking one plane goes down. Yeah. Like in the United States, like commercial airlines, how often does that happen? And then when you look back at when it did happen, like people forget about TWA, people forget about Eastern Airlines. Those airlines were huge. They don't exist anymore. And they all had planes that blew up or crashed. It seems like they know, the airlines know, if you lose one fucking plane, if one plane goes down in some metropolitan city, that airline's fucked, right?
Yeah, that's what scares me, by the way.
So they can't afford to lose one plane. When planes go down, it's like Malaysia. It's like fucking, Angkor, Africa or some shit, It's never, the planes don't go down in L.A. Can you imagine a commercial airliner going down like right South Central?
That's what scares me, by the way, about what you're saying.
Yeah, we fly over that shit every day.
Because, eventually, if they do really want to tank this thing, that's the route, is to start putting these things in the ocean, and that scares the shit out of me when I think about it, because I think you're right.
Yeah, the ocean.
I think you're right.
Yeah, totally. Remember all those movies from the 70s, like Airport 78 and there were huge blockbuster movies of planes going down, crashing in the ocean, and people trying to survive in them. That's the scariest shit ever, dude.
Fuck that, dude.
Imagine that. That's fucking scary.
Yeah, the whole thing is scary, dude. I mean, dude, there's a video out there. Dude, I don't know what's happening on Twitter, but it's become snuff central.
That's the worst.
I mean, it's unbelievable, the videos. Like, okay, so let's say you got a video, you're videotaping something, right? And somebody dies in it. Who rushes to upload that video?
No, it's crazy.
Who's like, dude, I can't believe Bill's dead, but I mean, this is going to go viral. Let's just fucking post this shit.
Hey, Johnny, can you find the trailer to Airport 78 or Airport 79. Can you find that trailer?
I think it's Airport 77, right? Hold on, just.
Yeah, there you go. There was like 3 of them.
Yeah,
there was
here
like
it is.
three
Here
of
it is. I got it. Hold on, just.
Can he see it if you run it?
I can see it. I can see it.
All right.
What year was this?
I think 77.
Oh, funny.
Can you hear it, Eddie?
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
Flight 23
I
Sierra.
actually can't hear it.
A private 747. The luxurious plaything of one of the world's.
Dude, look how they imagined flying would be.
I know, isn't it crazy?
It's like all this.
Well, no, it used to be this. That's not imagination. First
class
class used to be like
you're totally right.
a real experience, dude. That's why people would dress up for it, because it was like going to the nightclub. You know, the equivalent.
How come I can't hear it?
Contact with 23
Yeah,
Sierra.
I don't know. It's
The passengers, a collection of the rich and the beautiful.
He's just not here.
The cargo, a priceless fortune in art.
They're in the Bermuda Triangle.
And now, Flight 23 Sierra is off course and in trouble.
It's like the Poseidon Adventure.
This is Airport 77.
Drowning here. Nobody is going to drown. The plane is pressurized. Have you radioed for help? Radios don't work underwater, but our course has been tracked on radar, and they know exactly where we went down. What do we do?
They're underwater?
I said calm down!
An unforgettable adventure, an all-star cast, starring Jack Lemmon.
Jack Lemmon.
Oh, I love Jack Lemmon.
Chambers flew us a couple of 100 miles off course. The search planes will never look for us here.
There's no chance of
We're on our own.
Lee Grant. Christopher Lee.
Good cast.
We're us. They're a bunch of strangers. That's your problem. You think everybody is us.
Is that the guy who went on to be like this?
He's in Star Wars, yeah.
He was also in Lord of the Rings,
right? Yeah. The bad
Any
one.
increase in pressure will crush this fuselage like an empty beer can.
George Kennedy and James Stewart as Philip Stevens.
My daughter and my grandson are on that plane.
Don't get too close to the door.
Oh yeah, you're done. At that point,
there goes your luggage.
Go ahead, Navy
there
Search
goes your
I've
luggage.
located the aircraft and coordinates given. The aircraft is completely submerged. I want this to be a first stage alert.
You think any of them are worried about sharks right now?
Compressors, air hose packages, the works. I want this treated exactly like an emergency sub-salvage operation.
Boy, they love these types of movies in the 70s. I remember like Towering Inferno and all that shit.
Yeah.
Airport 77. Bigger, more
The
exciting.
big one was
than
Poseidon
Airport
Adventure.
75.
Remember that shit? Where the
Yeah, dude, yeah.
cruise liner flips over?
Was that Gene Hackman in that? Is that right? I think he was in
But
that.
it goes
remember,
back
but-
to can you stop that? It
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
back to Eddie. What you've said multiple times is that they don't want you in the water. They want you to be so afraid of the water. And there's something
That's for sure.
about
That's what
the
Josh
ocean.
is about.
Yeah. That's what like the forest. Don't go to the forest. Even like the missing 411. It's like, is part of that a psyop to get you not to go to the forest, not to go
To do the healthiest thing?
Yeah, right? It's crazy,
Totally.
dude. I mean, I've been beating this drum forever. They don't want you flying. They don't want you on a plane. That's why they're making it as miserable as possible. All right, real quick, I'm very excited. They're back. Shout out to our favorite sponsor, True Classic, for making us fellas look good and feel good no matter how we move. That's right. Spring is here, which means it's time to clean out your closet. Out with your old, worn out workout tees and in with the True Classic ultra comfortable active wear.
True Classic is made with stank-free, moisture-wicking technology, so you can do it all in comfort and style.
From running on the treadmill to running out for a beer, True Classic has the gear for you. They've already helped over 3 million men look great, and now you can save big while you move. For a limited time only, get 25% off when you shop now with our exclusive link at trueclassic.com/tinfoil. Okay,
True Classic shirts are designed to accentuate your best features no matter what your body type. Tighter in the arms and chest, but with the perfect amount of room in your midsection, you can't go wrong with a True Classic. The best part, True Classic sells their premium products in packs to help you save. Get started with 2 or 3 packs of t-shirts today and feel the difference yourself.
Bro, I'm wearing the t-shirt and I'm wearing the suit. Look at this suit, dog. Where am I going? Am I going to podcast? Am I going to a wedding?
Nice.
I don't know. I'm dressed for everything.
It's funny. I didn't know that was True Classic, and then earlier I was thinking like, that looks really good.
Thank you, dude. I feel good. I look good. You know, why should women be able to wear yoga pants everywhere, right? They can wear it in Vegas with Johnny, or they can just go and wear it at a business meeting. Do you think anyone's going to get mad at them wearing yoga pants at a business meeting? Well, finally, we have that version, guys, and it's True Classic. So
there it is.
Bang, look at that.
That's the set right there.
Look at that, dude. Dude, I'm never wearing jeans again. I'm just wearing True Classic everywhere all the time. And you think I'm kidding.
To be clear, we're not talking about skin tight pants here.
No.
These are just really comfortable is what you mean. Too.
Yeah, trust me, dude. This is the best. I've worn it on stage. People love it, okay? If I'm wearing something on stage, you know it looks good, okay? Yeah. So if you're ready to upgrade your closet, shop now with our exclusive link at trueclassic.com/tinfoil and save up to 25% off your first order. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. No matter how you move, okay, make 2024 your most comfortable year yet with True Classic. One more time, okay, if you want to upgrade your looks, go shop now at our exclusive link at trueclassic.com/tinfoil and save up to 25% off your first order. Let's go! Bang, bang, pow. Thank you, trueclassic.com. All right, real quick, we'll get back to it. Hold on, just want to tell you about the other dates I'm doing by myself. Eugene, Oregon, tickets are selling out. Should be sold out by the end of by the time I get there, so grab your tickets now. The Olsen Run Comedy Club, okay, I'm there this Friday and Saturday. Then obviously I'm here with Eddie and Xavier at Aurora, and then in Janesville in Wisconsin. Then the following weekend, I'm at the Stand Up Comedy Club in Bellflower, one of my favorite comedy clubs to play. And then at the end of the month, I get 2 weeks off, thank God, or a week off. I'm at the La Jolla Comedy Store with my good friend Moses, Brian Moses from from Comedy Central. So go to SamTripoli.com, grab those tickets now. Okay, real quick, let's get back.
Man, there's just so many goddamn flights. If they didn't want us to fly, you would think like that movie Airport 77, like that it was starting that, scaring people to away from the airports. But the airline industry is so huge, and there's a million flights going on everywhere. It seems like, how the fuck are they going to stop flying? It seems impossible.
Well, I mean,
right?
Didn't they shut everything down for a while during COVID? I mean, nobody flew during that, right?
No.
And then they started flights up again. And people eased in.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, they could slowly over time because, so did you hear the story that airlines are now making more money off of credit cards than they are off of actually flying, which could be a great way to supplement their income. You know, it's almost like airlines got a second job to cover their bills, right? And so that's why they're always hawking these credit cards.
Dude, I made status from that, dude. Just this, they have a thing online where you just go there and you can like put it in your browser, and anything you buy gives you miles. And dude, I like Platinum Pro I didn't even fly that. I mean, I fly a lot, but not like a crazy amount last year, and made status. So yeah.
So when you check in Delta, if you have a Delta Amex card, you don't pay for bags.
Yeah.
Nice.
They're just incentivizing you to get this effing card. And
they get, obviously, a back end out of it?
Yeah, they make their money off of the interest.
There is money in usury. I don't know if that's a news alert.
Yeah, someone got killed trying to stop that stuff.
Yeah, heard about it.
But have you heard of the new thing? I don't know if you heard of this, that is it oh, it's Trudeau that is trying to give loans to Islamics with no interest. like a special deal for just Muslims.
Why?
Because they don't believe in usury.
Oh, but what's his end of that? What?
Well, I mean, it adds to the whole thing of like, oh, we're gonna fuck Canadians.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're not Muslim, you don't get that loan with no usury. And why would a bank do that? They would have to tack on $100,000 to make up for the money they're not getting, or $200,000 or whatever it is. It's crazy.
You know, back to the credit card and the airlines thing. You know, I used to think I never fucked with miles and all that. I go, oh, I used my miles to get this. But you know, once I kind of looked into it, I thought like 50,000 miles. I'm like, damn, if you got 50,000 miles, I thought it was like actual miles.
Yeah. It used to be. It used to be.
That's like going back and forth from New York 25 times. I'm like, God damn, that's a lot of miles. But it doesn't work like that. You could have 50,000 miles could mean like, you know, 500 actual miles in the air, you know?
Yeah. So back to the original question I had for you, which is, has anybody woken up to what? Has anybody ever gone, you were right about everything? I was having a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday about how I don't feel like I'm a big part of the LA comedy scene anymore. And he was going, well, it's because people think you're dangerous. And he goes, you're dangerous because everyone knows you were right about everything. And you don't get that at all from anybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna read. I just remembered that a couple weeks ago. I don't want to give his name, but he's a famous dude. He wrote me a text, and this is what it said. Holy shit! Okay, that's not it. Hold on. Okay. I got this text message 2 weeks ago. Famous guy. Don't want to say his name. I've known him forever. Eddie, I'm hoping this is still your number. This is beep. I just wanted to say that after all these years, I have to say that you are not a conspiracy theorist. You are someone who was wise enough to look at things with a doubtful eye as to what you were being told and look for the truth. I, for so many years, just believed in the fact that, well, that's strange, but here was the reasoning. I was absolutely wrong and you were right. I needed to tell you and see all of the things happening now. And my first response is always, fucking Eddie Bravo was saying this all along. I hope you're well, brother. And I pray that you and yours are happy and healthy. Chemtrails, those fucking assholes. And then that's it. So that's one dude. There's been a couple, but you know, I was wrong about a lot of shit too. I was wrong about rods. Remember rods? Rods were a thing where people were going, they were like aliens in the sky that were like worms, and people were capturing them on video. Like, look, there's these aliens flying through the air and sky, but turns out it's like your camera and the speed of the camera makes weird little things. But there was like DVDs about it. You could still go to YouTube and look up rods.
Oh, dude, it was the best. Yeah, I like high atmosphere rods, right? I remember that.
Yeah, but how long ago was that, Eddie?
How long? Like 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, so you were like,
I was wrong about UFOs. I thought UFOs were real. I bought all into aliens and all that shit, and the government is hiding secret UFO technology and Roswell. I believed all that shit. So they got me with the UFOs too. So I was wrong about UFOs.
You know, it's so funny. Like what you're doing right there reminds me of what YouTube does to me, where they won't just get rid of this one strike from 5 years ago. We haven't done anything since, and they just won't get rid of that strike. They're like, you had this fucker on, and we're never going to let you forget. It's like YouTube and I are dating, and she won't forget this one time I made a mistake.
She brings it up during every argument.
Time, every time. Well, you remember Russian Vids guy? You remember that?
Guess what, Sam? They never forget.
They never
forget.
So I've just been bringing that up because it's like everything is so obvious right now to the point where I go, is it going too far? Is everything too far? With the
Why do you say that? I kind of agree with you because I was watching. I mean, I don't know if Johnny watched it, but I was watching the Tucker with Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got into it on Broken Center.
And they're talking about spiritual
wars,
aliens, and he's talking all about this. And I'm like, is it now too much since he's talking about it?
This is the guy who hosted Crossfire with Paul Begala and just sat there and had the dumbest arguments for about a decade. It's unbelievable to me that he's on Rogan now talking about spiritual warfare and praising out.
And can you trust Tucker Carlson? Can we forgive? This goes back to, us getting dinged and Eddie bringing up things he was wrong about 20 years ago.
I think.
Can we forgive Tucker Carlson for what he did to Gary Webb?
Give him a pass. Yeah. Until he does something else shitty.
It seems like he's awakening, and he keeps talking about how he was wrong about everything.
Yeah.
And he keeps talking about how he believed everything. He believed the official 9/11 narrative. He believed all that shit. Now he's talking about he's awakened now. That's, I don't know, man.
There's got to be room for that, right? You got to give people room to.
I agree. I don't know if he's ever addressed it though. That's the whole thing. Has anyone
I've
ever
never heard anybody ask him.
What was going on? What is going on? What went on with you and Gary Webb? And
I'd love to get the chance.
Yeah, I would love that. I don't know if I ever will. I'm not in that thing, but I would love to ask him what is your thoughts on your role possibly in running Gary Webb out of journalism. I would love to know that because that is a big I would ask if I had the balls, I normally don't like to do these interviews because I like to interview people to have them shine. That's the point of the interview on my show, is to have people shine. But I have two questions for you. One, what is your thoughts on the belief that you had a role in running Gary Webb out of journalism? I'd love to hear that. And what's up with the red band? Everyone says it's Kabbalistic. What's your thoughts on that? Those are the two questions. Because those are the two things he gets dinged on the most. To go, if we're really going to believe in all this stuff, I would like to know. But I think people are waking up all the time. But what I'm getting into now is, we all love Jim Brewer. Jim Brewer's great. He has this thing now that blew up on Roseanne, which was him talking about Dave Chappelle being a clone. What are our thoughts on that? What is
Do you have a clip? You have a clip of that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Dave Chappelle's a clone?
He says he thinks it's not the same Dave Chappelle.
Check out Broken Sim 119 for more on this.
That was the last episode, right? Not the one that just dropped.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
119. Just a second. It'll take me just a second to pull that.
All right. So basically, he's on Roseanne. Roseanne's co-host is her son. I love Roseanne. I will admit that I was a little wrong about her, and I believe that she is genuine. And she had him on, and he was talking. They were just talking about the industry and stuff like that.
All right.
And she had asked him, here it is, that are they still close, him and Dave Chappelle, since the movie? Here we go. Start from the beginning.
What happened?
Can you hear this, Eddie?
Yeah, I can hear it now.
Or did you just go different ways?
No. We I think different ways, but I'll put something out there that I don't know if he when we were filming a movie, and he also had a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
From HBO and or not HBO, Comedy Central, and all this shit, right?
The worst bunch of people on earth.
Horrid. He then, while he was on the show, when it was blowing up, and we remember the Aspen Comedy Festival? I don't know.
Yeah, that was fun. I did that too.
He came there, and he was freaked out.
Yeah.
I said, "What's going on?" And all I could say is he was visited.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
That's her son.
And when he told me who visited him, my heart stops for a second. I'm like, get the fuck. And I'll never forget, he went, "You believe me, right? You believe me, Jim, right?" And I could, he's like, "They came to me." And he said the names. I'm like, get the fuck. And what happened? And then all of a sudden he went to Africa.
Yeah, that's what I remember happening. But they never really said what happened. Was he threatened? I mean, I don't know how much you want
I don't have.
You can't.
That's none of my business.
Now, you see, she freaks
I
out.
know for a fact.
He was corrected.
He said, correct.
Yeah.
He was, hey, by whoever it was. Hey, we need to have a conversation. Would you like some of your own coffee in your house? What? Yeah, like that heavy shit. And that's the first time, you know, I would. And so when I saw him come back,
Here it is, Eddie.
there was a lot less communication. And maybe he just, maybe he just grows, whatever. But I can honestly say, and maybe I'm crazy for, and I am crazy for saying this. When I saw him completely come back, I really questioned if that was him.
Yeah, I know, right? I think that's.
And I know that's really crazy.
I think those same things. Yeah.
I know that's crazy.
Oh, it's no crazier than that. Oh, the trains are going off the rails.
I tell you what, these fucking boats are running into bridges. Son of a bitch, the goddamn fucking electricity went out, and let me get you know what? The black box don't work. Son of a bitch, it's been working for years and years, and all of a sudden this fucker went out of business. So we don't know what happened. All we know is the fucking ship. Yeah, whoopsie daisy.
Oh man. Whoa. Dude, that is one of the craziest fucking stories you could tell in Hollywood. That Dave Chappelle, the greatest stand-up comic ever, was visited, and he told that story is insane.
Yeah. And so the question becomes, who do you get visited by?
Yeah. Yeah. And is it possible to clone someone but still be funny and take their humor? Because he's still amazing. So I know he's buff and, he looks a little different maybe, but he's still the same comedian.
Well, he just said he was different, though, right? Which could mean they took something from him, brainwashed him a little bit, did some MK Ultra shit to him.
Maybe. Or maybe he's just like, let me play the game a little bit and, I'll just do stand-up. I won't fuck with movies or TV. They can't really, you know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe I won't say this or say, but he has said some crazy shit, right? Remember he was saying some like pro-Trump shit on SNL. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
It's very interesting. So there was a movie that was put out a long time ago about a guy that basically clones William Shakespeare, right? Have you heard this? He clones William Shakespeare, and he creates the environment in which William Shakespeare was going to grow up, and he does everything the same in hopes of getting more plays from William Shakespeare. But what ends up happening is that William Shakespeare, the new William Shakespeare, just ends up writing the same plays over and over again. Right? So what if you clone Dave Chappelle and then eventually he just gets back to the same place that he was when you replaced him, which is like talking shit about authority, right? And it is very interesting, dude. It is
what was it? Like what was it that he said like back then?
Yeah, because they said they corrected him. Yeah, they said they corrected him.
Well,
what was that? What did he say? What did he say that caused him to get visited?
Well, to me, could it be what he was saying, or was it the fact that he was trying to get out of his contract with Comedy Central, right? Like that was it. He didn't feel like he was getting paid enough, or the contract was quality enough for where it was and what it represented. So he was having problems with the pay.
Yeah, the only thing remember the Bush. He got into Bush a little, but That's I don't.
Yeah, but back
Other
then
than-
you were
to
allowed
talk shit
to.
on Bush. They
Yeah.
love that. You're allowed to. The
Especially
deep
if you're
state- I think
black.
But I mean, the Iraq War and stuff, he got into that. I mean, that's the only thing that I'm just thinking of anything that pushed like really like no.
What we have seen is that anytime that you are blown up, right, and then you go off the reservation, they don't like that.
Maybe Great New York Tits. That was a. Could that be it? Do you remember that?
Do
He
you
just
know
went
how-
around New York
do you
giving
know
chicks.
that the Great New York Tits bit in New York City? Did you know that I'm in that?
Are you serious?
Dude, for a flash, because you know how Joe Rogan's on it?
Yeah.
Me and Joe Rogan were in New York City for some high times thing. And we're just walking down, Times
that's so
Square.
funny.
And Dave Chappelle, his show it was just starting. He was just filming sketches, so he wasn't that big. But Joe knew him from the comedy circuit. So we run into him while he's filming that New York boobs bit where he's
Yeah,
going up
that's
to
it.
women
Yeah.
and saying, you got New York boobs.
It's so funny.
And then and if you notice, Joe is there. And then Joe's like doing it. And then and I'm with Joe. So for a flash, you could see me in the back, like one little, maybe half a second. I have a KOTC shirt, King of the Cage.
You want me to pull that? I have it right here if you want.
Let's see if we can
It's going to be hard to find that clip. It's like,
Oh,
it's
no,
when
I have
Joe's
it. I have
talking.
it.
He's got it.
I have
He's
it.
got it.
You already got it?
Yeah, it's right here.
Well, you got it, but finding me is going to be the hard part.
Well, we're going to
It's
believe.
gonna be-
Well, I'm just gonna. I mean, we'll just play the whole thing when Rogan says
Okay.
it.
Play.
I'm Lyle, standing in New York City, boob capital of
Stop,
North America.
stop. How in head of... Think about this. When did this clip come out?
It's like 2002.
2002. And now the internet
Is it
is
02?
nothing but black guys interviewing white chicks, asking them about their body
That's
counts.
a good point, dude. Yeah. This would have been probably 2002 released in.
Right?
03.
What's your body count? 300? You're like, oh my dude, you didn't even pump the brakes at all on that.
Looking for great New York boobs. Excuse me. Pardon me, miss. Hi, can I talk to you for 1 second? Pardon me, can I talk to you for my TV show? Please don't run. Boy, she had some sweet New York boobs. Hi, guys. I'm Lyle, and you have great New York boobs.
Oh my God.
Hi, what's
Like,
your name?
think about how naive they are right now.
Jeannie, you have great New York boobs. Fantastic. This is Joe Rogan from NBC's
Oh, here we go.
Fear Factor.
What? Red?
Can I tell you something?
Certainly.
You have great New York boobs. Are we talking C cups? D cups, perhaps?
Yes, C. C cups.
Well, I drink from those C cups any day. Fabulous. They
Let's see if
rest
we can
on my
find
arm
Eddie.
like an eagle on a perch. These are some of the best boobs you can see in the
You
city.
couldn't get
Whatever
away.
else
No,
here.
They do that shit now. No.
Please don't run. They're busy. And this is Joe Rogan from NBC's Fear Factor. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
You have great New York boobs.
In front of her dad.
Good for Dad, man.
Well, sir, you have fabulous genetics. That's all I can tell you because you have make a great set of New York
Oh, I didn't
boobs.
see it.
Oh, man.
Where were you, Eddie? We tried to
Right
see
there,
it.
right there. There's it. Just back up like a microsecond. I think. Dude, I'm in there somewhere. No,
No,
maybe
that's not
not
him,
me.
no.
No, back it up, just like keep little inch by inch.
Are you after the dad?
Let me just run it out.
New York boobs.
Oh, there he is. There's Eddie.
There it is. There it is, right there.
Shady ass Eddie.
Ah,
Shady ass Eddie.
There we
Look
go.
at that. Full of hope. Look at that guy.
That's great.
That guy.
Dude, I did a sketch with Dave Chappelle, dog.
Yeah, dude, that's the shit.
You should put that on your flyers.
Dude, I was an extra.
Were you straight? Were you an Anunnaki at the moment?
Were you, you were an
Oh yeah,
Anunnaki guy.
Full blown, Zachariah Sitchin, all that shit. I was balls deep.
What do you
Ancient
think about
alien.
that now? What do you think about that stuff now, Eddie?
I think it's just mythology.
Okay.
And maybe there's, you know me, I think we're in a giant lake, and I think there's probably a bunch of lakes all over the place. These are I think we're in a prison lake, and each country is a different prison, and the United States is the best minimum security prison ever. They let you have guns in this prison, and you could talk whatever shit you want. You could worship whatever God you want. This is the best prison. And then now they're trying to shut the prison down. They're like, we got to shut down that prison. We should have never gave them guns. But so to answer your question, I don't believe that aliens come from the stars. I believe if there are other species, and there probably are, they're coming from the other lakes over there. Oh, you know what I mean? Maybe maybe there's nothing. I don't know. But I think we're in a prison lake, and I think there's probably a bunch of them.
Hey guys, real quick, I want to tell you about our good friends at Wise Wolf Gold and Silver. We love them very much. You know, we live in crazy times with fake news and fake politics and fake wars with real consequences. And it all starts with our fake fiat currency, also known as the US dollar. You know that's true. If you want to guard your savings against runaway inflation and geopolitical turmoil, then I recommend my good friends at Wise Wolf Gold and Silver Exchange. No transaction is too big or too small. Start or roll over an existing IRA or 401k and check out their monthly subscription service called the Wolf Pack, okay? Listen, I'm in the Wolf Pack. I use it every month. It starts with as low as $50 a month to have precious metals delivered directly to you. Go to samtripoli.gold and click the link. Join Wolf Pack, promo code TINFOIL to get a free 1964 silver Kennedy $50. You can also call or text them at 888-770-1776. And remember, in a world of bulls and bears, be the wolf. Well, I respect that. I mean, we just had Austin Whitsitt on, and it was a great conversation. Okay. So, Eddie, on a flat...
What did he say? What did he say?
What did he think? What did he think it was? He doesn't think the maps are correct.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he doesn't have a firm opinion. He doesn't have a firm opinion on the actual nature of what we're in. He just thinks that what we're told is wrong.
Basically. Which is I can agree with that. You know? Yeah. I mean, so if you go, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, please, Johnny. If you go, okay, my dad's a pilot. He says that, you know, that the earth is round and all that shit. And this is how we travel, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. So when you get into a plane, you put the coordinates in and the plane flies you there, right?
Well, a commercial jet can do that. Yeah. But I mean, they used to not do that. And smaller planes, a lot of them, you know, they're hand flying because they're not going that fast. Or that high.
Right. They're not going that high, but they're being told if you go this direction, this way.
Well, no, I mean, a lot of, like, the smaller planes use, like, paper maps. You'll have guys with just paper, or iPads now mostly, but, yeah. They used to be paper maps.
And they're just...
Are the maps flat?
yeah, they are.
They are flat. They are flat map. It's just interesting to me. It's just interesting to me. The whole thing is interesting.
Johnny, where are you at with flat?
He is not even close.
No. I'm not. I mean, you know, I think that we're in a simulation, so that this kind of thing is futile. But you know, it just doesn't have a point to kind of get into. I do think we're being lied to about almost everything. But do
you think we're spinning 600,000 miles an hour?
Doubtful. Yeah, I don't. Okay. I doubt that.
Right. Yeah. That's good. You're on your way. You know what? I figured you'd figure it out by now, but you know what? You're a tough one to crack. But you're on your way.
They're just
nobody ever turns back. Yeah. No one ever turns back. You're like halfway there. Nobody has ever been a flat earther and went back to being a round earther. Nobody has ever done that. It's never happened. But you know what happens all the time? People go flat all the time. All the time. I got in an Uber with this one guy and he goes, dude, you know, he watches JRE all the time. So he knew who I was. He started talking about flat earth like right away. in the Uber, and he said he's got he videotapes everything. He goes, you're being videotaped right now, you know, for security reasons or whatever. And he said he's got endless video of pilots that were in his car, in his Uber, and they talk about flat Earth. And he said 80% of them admit that it's flat, and 20% of them, they just chuckle and they don't want to talk about it. It's crazy.
I'd like to see that footage.
He goes, but he would never put out the video because he doesn't, you know, I go, just blur out their faces.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Put it out.
Yeah, put it out. But, I mean, there's just so many. There's a video, a 3-hour video of pilots and military people coming out and, you know, talking about, you know, how they figured it out, you know, based on their jobs in the military. You know, it's endless, dude. It's endless. Nobody ever turns around. No one ever goes back to the ball.
Once you go flat, you don't go back.
We're in a fucking lake. We're not moving at all. We're not. It's so obvious. We're not spinning 600,000 miles an hour one way, 60,000 miles an hour another way, 1,000,000 miles an hour another way, and 1,000 miles an hour. We're spinning 4 fucking ways at ridiculous speeds, 4 different ways at ridiculous speeds. Yet the constellations are the same every year. Constellations are the same every year. We could see the Big Dipper every fucking night. And we're spinning 600,000 miles an hour one way, 60,000 miles an hour another way, 1,000,000 miles. The galaxy itself is spinning 1,000,000 miles an hour through the universe. Get the fuck out of here. I can't. It's
do the constellations ever change?
They do. Yeah, he said they didn't, but everything I'm talking about Austin.
The constellations
Austin, like they going back thousands of years.
Throughout the year, they move, but every year it's reset. It's the same fucking thing.
But if you go back, like, I mean, Graham Hancock was just talking about this on Rogan. If you go back, you know, a long way, back like 10,000 years.
Right. That's okay.
They were different in the sky. Well, they have inscriptions.
All we know is recorded time, nothing's changed.
They're inscribed. You know, I mean, they're carved into stone. A lot of these places.
Yeah, of course.
So, but they were different though.
The astrological signs have been the same for the astrological signs have been the same for thousands of years, correct?
The signs, but the positions of the stars in the skies have changed.
And hold on. Yeah, I'm with you, Eddie.
Listen, the story of like the astrological astrology, whatever it is, whether you believe in it or not. We got Aquarius, we got fucking Taurus, you got the Virgo, you got the Libra, whatever it is. That shit's like 2,000 years old, right? At least, right?
Right. Yeah.
So nothing has changed in 2,000 fucking years in the sky. Nothing has changed. They could say, 10,000 years it was different. How do you fucking know?
Well, because we have these ancient structures that are oriented to the stars, and they're a little off now. You know, they're in different positions.
Right. Okay, that's fine.
Maybe they were a little.
But what I'm saying, Johnny, if we are moving at the rate in which they're saying.
I'm just saying that the stars are different. That's all.
Because you're the guy. You're playing that guy today.
Well, no, but I mean, this is like Graham Hancock. Like, I mean, if you believe in any of that shit he's talking about,
I don't believe anything, dog.
No, I'm saying if we're spinning, look, just think about logic. Don't think about anything else. Just logic.
Think like XG.
If we're spinning 1,000 miles an hour on the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles an hour, and then it's going around the sun at 6 and spinning at 60,000 miles an hour. You know how fast 60,000? It's spinning. You feel spins. You never stop feeling spins. You feel spins as long as you're spinning. You feel it. And you don't stop feeling the spin. You don't get used to the spin. You get used to going straight, like when you're flying on an airplane and you're going straight, steady. You don't feel that. But as soon as you accelerate, you feel it, or slow down or spin. Spinning is a form of acceleration. You don't stop feeling it. We're spinning 1,000 miles an hour one way, 60,000 miles an hour another way, 600,000 miles an hour around the center of the Milky Way, casing the sun. The stars would be totally different every fucking night.
I just feel like we're in a giant spaceship, basically. That's what the atmosphere is. That's what they're going to say, you know, and I kind of...
The stars would be different every fucking night.
Also, it matters because of the size of the Earth. If you think about it, 35 miles an hour in a car, not that fast. But if you saw a mouse going 35 miles an hour, you'd be like, what the fuck? If you saw an ant going 35 miles an hour, you'd be like, holy shit.
Right.
It's the size, and the Earth is just multiply it, many
I
times.
don't know,
It
man.
doesn't matter how big it is. It's 600,000 miles an hour. We're spinning.
That's a lot.
Spinning. And then, dude, every night we'd have a different setup. We would be looking
That's
at the
my
stars
biggest
at different
thing.
angles. Every fucking night at different angles.
That's
Every
what
night.
I'm saying.
The stars do move in the sky at night, though. I mean, you can follow like they
No,
go.
the stars do move, but they're moving around us, and they're going back in a cycle. It's not changing; it's a cycle. We go through the winter. You see.
Well, you know their answer though. The stars are so far away that our little movement is irrelevant in that
It
perspective.
doesn't matter how far they away. They would be set up different. and we're
That's
spinning.
why I say
If
it's
we're
always
shooting- it
always
wouldn't matter how-
convenient for them to be like, that's like when you go to black people who shitting on white people and you go, hey, that's racist. They're like, oh, you can't be racist against white people. You're like, wow, that's a convenient rule for you.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
Just works out. Isn't that amazing that the one time you're committing this atrocity that is like making you emotionally melt and terrorize people, you just have this fine print that doesn't work. Yeah. So it's interesting. Eddie, I know, I don't know how much into politics, but we have this guy named Mike. It's so funny, dude. My Instagram is like, they'll let it explode sometimes and then they'll let nothing hit.
What happened?
Someone made a funny meme of Mike Johnson, the speaker, and in the background was my pussy's in bio, my pussy's in bio, that women have on Twitter when it's the porn bots.
Yeah.
And it's got no likes and no one's seen it, right? But do you have any thoughts on what is going on with the blatant corrupt, I mean, the selling out of this country of the uniparty by the uniparty is the most obvious it's ever been. Like, I can't believe that we still play Republicans versus Democrats because there's so many people that are just on both sides. Like, so the question is, we have this aid, Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan, which is hilarious.
Crazy.
Right? A lot of people, you see that everybody waving the Ukraine flag. What are your thoughts on that? And then I have a follow-up question.
Well, have you guys seen that video of Alex Jones interviewing? I think the guy is the son of Klaus Schwab's partner in the WEF. So like the son is whistleblowing
I saw that. Is that the one where
Can you
Alex
find
Jones,
that? Can you find that and can we watch that? Because that's some
goes
crazy shit.
Full blown Q. Is that where Alex?
Full Q.
Like where Alex Jones goes.
JFK still alive.
Is he talking about like
JFK
Bond
Jr.
villains
still-
and stuff? Is it?
No, if you look up Alex Jones tweet and he goes, guess went full blown Q right now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Give me some help.
It's.
Alex
I
Jones
wonder
Twitter.
if it's a psyop. Like
It's a new thing.
Yeah,
it's a
just
new
was-
thing.
it was-
Infowars. Alex Jones.
Alex
Q.
Jones Twitter. Mrs. Alex Jones. Yeah, where's Alex Jones? You
Yeah, I mean,
probably
no
can't-
wonder he's hard to find.
Yeah, there it is. I'm sure he's tweeted 1,000 fucking times.
Oh, yeah.
But see if you can find where he goes. Guest goes full blown Q. I remember when I was on Alex Jones, I just kept taking drops of his thing, and I just got so sick after. Keep going.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I mean, it might be for a while.
Was it today?
Yeah, it might be.
No,
it was a few
yesterday.
days ago. Keep
It was
going.
yesterday.
Wait.
No,
This
keep
is-
going.
this
I know
is
the guy.
20 hours ago, so this is yesterday.
Keep going. Keep going.
He doesn't
Keep
tweet
going.
a crazy amount.
Keep going. Keep going.
You gotta be getting there. So.
Yeah,
Thank God. Good riddance to that son of a bitch, by the way.
Who?
McConnell.
Yeah.
Oh, was that Whitsitt right there? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, Whitsitt was just on there. I'm trying to find it. We'll find it. Oh yeah, it's right. It's got to be right around here.
Okay. Are you looking?
I'm looking.
Okay.
I'm watching, guys. Nope.
Oh my God! What about that Bernie Sanders shit?
Yeah, I saw it, dude. That's so.
What was that about?
So rumor is there's a videotape out there that has him doing some unholy shit to a boy, allegedly. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
Let me just get it back to the start.
All right. So.
Oh, this is long.
Is this the guy? Hey, before you play it, Sam, is this the son of Klaus Schwab's partner?
Look real quick.
Your current wartime president, my commander-in-chief, Donald J. Trump, said it March 2023. People should learn to listen to President Trump. He never lied. He always pulled it through. And he said, I will totally obliterate the deep state. Those were his words. Now, he said that already after it was done. It's not visible yet. Elon Musk is gone. Look at the dude. It's not Elon Musk anymore, isn't it?
Okay.
Look at Macron. This is not Macron. Look at the official pictures of the Elysee. It's not Macron anymore. They're gone because the US military and over 30 military forces without their leaders are under the control and command of the United States. And the US Space Force is the coordinating.
So you're saying this is like Hugh stuff. You're saying there's been a coup against the globalists?
No. Excuse me. How many fighter jets did Klaus Schwab command, or some Elon Musk or some Bezos? How many warships? Come on.
None.
Okay. No. They're finished. Our problem was the satanic globalists, the Vatican, Israel, the Zionists. It's been handled as
well. What do you make of Elon Musk? Because he's certainly turned against the globalists. He thinks they're done.
No, that's not Elon Musk anymore. It's not Elon Musk. He's gone. Elon Musk is fake news. Elon Musk told people we go to Mars. People, please think. Did you see that rocket ship, that piece of metal? With traditional so-called rocket fuel, you want to go on a 7-month voyage. It's all fake news. The moon landing was fake. We know it now, of course.
Mark, we got to get him on.
President Kennedy got wind that they were lying to him, and President Kennedy's alive. He's Q, actually. He's alive. And John JFK Jr. is alive, too. He's the best friend of our current wartime president. What? The system was rigged. Hundreds of years already. Wow. NASA in Hebrew means to deceive. You got it all there. You guys had a solar eclipse, Alex. Everybody saw it, right? In Dallas, there was the shadow. Yeah,
Pascal Najati, I got to say this. Your dad was a founding member. We looked it up. You made these amazing, informative videos, but you are now saying stuff that, we don't have the evidence of.
What evidence? Sorry, the war is on. You go to the congressional website, please.
Congress just spent $23 billion to Israel. What do you mean, Israel?
That's a show. That's a show. The Ukraine the corona labs, the pathogens that you have in your bodies were developed in Ukraine and Wuhan by Fauci and Baric in 2012 already, and then in Ukraine, 140 labs were there with this corona stuff.
No, that's true. I'm just saying.
This is 53 minutes.
All right, we'll stop.
I mean,
we'll stop.
Dude, I haven't watched the whole thing. I just watched that just right up to that point I watched. That's crazy shit right there.
Yeah, dude.
Everything he said was believable to me, except for JFK still alive, and JFK Jr. He could still be alive. I don't know the way. If you look into, his death, it's very, very. There was a lot of suspicious shit going on with that. Look into the JFK Jr. plane crash. So he could still be alive, but JFK, that's anything is possible. This is a crazy ass world.
Wouldn't he be old as shit right now, though? Yeah. How old would JFK be?
JFK would be
100 years old.
Carter.
He's born in 17. Yeah, he'd be
Jimmy Carter.
107 years old.
107 years old. He's running everything.
No, he's dead.
I mean, people just like it's just like
maybe it's impossible. You know what kind of baby blood he would have to be drinking to? I don't think he has access to the good shit. That shit,
Yeah.
that shit fucking Tom Cruise. Oh man, that guy, he gets the good shit.
Boy, he looks good, doesn't he?
I'm just kidding. It's just a joke. Just a joke. I'm complimenting Tom Cruise. He looks so goddamn good.
He does look good.
I mean, dude, the rest of that cast is either dead or
what cast?
of Top Gun, the original. Oh, they're either
Yeah, you're
dead
right.
or just the Goodyear blimp, dude.
Well, no, the guy who plays Goose is okay. Anthony Edwards, he's okay.
Yeah, but you never see him anymore, right?
Yeah, he was on that Chicago Hope or one of those hospital shows. But
Well,
it was
it's
not
also
Chicago
that
Hope.
like people get in and out. So we got this whole thing. So we elect these guys. We want Mike Johnson in. Mike Johnson's like, we're not gonna co-sign this bullshit. And then boom, just totally co-signs on the bullshit.
Yeah.
So what everybody's now talking about is he blackmailed? And that's a big discussion with Tucker Carlson right now on Joe Rogan's podcast, that all those politicians are extremely afraid of the intelligence agencies because they can blackmail them. And do you get to a certain point in politics without wanting to get weird sexually? What are your thoughts on that? Like, so I go, everybody waving a Ukraine flag. Are they blackmailed? Is it that deep?
Or, it could be that for sure. But that video that we just saw of the son of Klaus Schwab's business partner in the WEF, if what he's saying is correct, and I've heard that theory before. John Patel Patriot, I've had him on my podcast. He's talked about devolution, because that guy's basically talking about devolution, that it takes, like, we're in a psychological operation, but a white hat psychological operation, and a psychological operation is to deprogram the zombies, and it took 16 years to program them, so of course it's going to take years to deprogram them. So with this whole Mike Johnson thing, sending all that money, still after all this shit, we're still sending billions more out. You would think that would be it. You would think that, like, it's so mainstream that this country is falling apart in so many ways, on so many levels, and we're still sending. We don't even have fucking money, and we're just printing money and just sending it to Ukraine. It seems like that's waking a lot of people up. Like normies are like, that's there. So maybe this one was just another boom, another bomb. It just seems like all the dumb shit the deep state and the left do. It just seems like, damn, like they're trying to get fired. Like, it does seem like a white hat psychological operation. Like, that's the only way people are gonna wake up. Like, if we didn't run through the fucking scamdemic, nobody believed that anything like that could ever happen. Nobody would ever believe that we could fucking close everything, just shut down. You can't go to the beach. You got to wear a fucking mask. You got to stay in your fucking house. Nobody would ever believe that shit could happen unless it happened. That's the only way. So if I got put in a time machine and I got sent back to 1998, and they said, hey, how are we going to fucking stop the deep state? How are we going to wake these people up? I would say I would do exactly what has happened over the last 4 years. Or no, before that, starting in 2016. I would just do the exact same thing. You get a fucking dude with gigantic balls who loves the country, put him in the White House, have them unplug everything that the deep state's doing. Deep state's gonna strike back. You know that shit. They own the media. They had to have known that the media was gonna come after Donald Trump. They needed someone with gigantic balls. Like Ron Paul. He's, to me, the most honest politician I've ever encountered.
Absolutely.
But he would be crushed. He wouldn't. They would give him. Donald Trump, dude, they're throwing rape allegations at him. He don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? They're making him a racist.
Well, he said it. He said he could stand in the middle of the street and shoot somebody, and he'd be fine.
Yeah,
and he's right.
Dude, he don't, dude.
What is it, though?
Donald Trump is the only dude that can handle saving the fucking world. That's the only dude who has the balls to do it, and he keeps going forward. He could have just dropped out. So my point is, I would have the plan exactly, and then have Trump come in, unplug. No, they're gonna go. They did the scamdemic. They're gonna go overboard on the ballot harvesting and make it obvious. Sting operation, capture it all, let them in anyways, and then let the people see them plugging all the shit. Trump unplugged, and then that wakes people up. And every year drop like 4 dumbass things that Biden does. And every time, like Afghanistan, the way they pulled out of Afghanistan, like that woke up a few people. You know what I mean? And that's not enough. We need another one. They must know that you need 35 bombs like that, like 35. Like, and this thing, this new aid package to Ukraine and Israel, I think that's another bomb because nobody's into that. And then to have them wave the flags in Congress, that sounds like another bomb. That sounds like if you were trying to wake up the normies and you were coming up with shit, that shit you would do. That shit I would greenlight if someone said, hey, what if we had everybody in Congress wave fucking Ukraine flags? I'm like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. It's fucking beautiful. Hey, great idea. You know what I mean? Anybody got more ideas? But how about we pull out of Afghanistan and just leave all the fucking equipment and leave all the civilians? You'd be like, fuck yeah. And then someone comes up, hey, how about we fucking poison baby food? We fuck up baby food. Like, dude, brilliant. You know what I mean? If you were part of a think tank and you're brainstorming on that white hat psychological operation that's supposed to wake up the normies, it's like a good psychological operation. Dude, that'd be so much fun. Let's have Biden fall off his fucking bike today and just blow it up and make that shit go viral. So shit like that, constant. Let's have him. Like, I think he's mumbling and shit when, you know, he can't talk when he gives speeches. I think that's fucking on purpose. And when he says pause, like he says it's pause, like he's reading off a teleprompter and he reads off a line and in parentheses it says pause and he reads pause. I think that was planned. I think they're definitely gonna, cut them loose. That's for sure. They just got to get everybody on board. Everybody on the left is like, yeah, I think we should probably get rid of this motherfucker. And I think he's probably embellishing and faking all the dementia so he don't have to testify. You know what I mean? When all the shit from the laptop comes, when it finally, justice is super slow. And sometimes it doesn't arrive at all. But it just seems like more and more people are waking up. It seems like the awakening is winning. That's what it seems like. I pray to God that it is. But man, maybe it's all just a trick to destroy. I read something. I saw some on the internet. Albert Pike, he wrote the Bible of the Freemasons. Yeah. And someone was explaining what, he was predicting. He said, he's in the late 1800s, he said, World War I will be about inserting communism into Russia and getting rid of all their czars. Like they needed to eliminate what Russia was doing politically at that point and install some communism. That's what World War I was about. This is what Albert Pike said. And then what World War II was about is to create Jewish state, Israel. That was the whole reason for World War II, is and then World War III is to have the Zionists and Islam destroy each other. That's what Albert Pike said. Like, what the fuck? Like, he's kind of right about World War I and World War II. And so if it's correct that he's saying World War III is about having Zionism and Islam destroy each other, what the fuck's going to happen? Like, it seems like that's what's going on, right? Doesn't it seem like the Palestine-Israel thing? It seems like they're going to like now people are turning against the Israeli government, and now it's open. Now you can talk about everyone's
we'll
talking
save
about
Israel
it now.
for last. You hear that all the time.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Crazy shit, right? If I went back in a time machine and said, how are we going to save the world? I would do exactly what has been going on the last
You say that all the time. I agree with that, dude. Like,
I would do the same thing. We'd have to do the scamdemic. I was fucking freaking out at the scamdemic. Like, they're fucking doing a New World Order is going to take over the vaccine idea. We're fucked. New World Order spreading its wings. It's rising. But, what happened to all those vaccine passports? They're fucking gone in the wind. They're in the fucking garbage. Like, that shit didn't work. And,
what's interesting, Eddie, is like, is there a part of you, okay? Is there a part of you that is kind of like, it's like if we have it our way, none of these things happen, right? All this elites moves to take, to take over. But then if none of it happens, we look like retards in front of our non-woke friend, non-awakened friends. Like, oh, dude, I thought you said. I remember Red Band, who I loved to pieces, but it was like with the digital credit score. Oh, dude, you really think that's gonna fucking happen and all that shit, or the vaccine passport? I forget what exactly it was, but he's making fun of me, and I go, dude, it's coming, and then it fell apart. So now I do look like an asshole.
But it's not over.
Well, they're gonna constantly keep trying.
Well, also, I mean, think about how many people got the jab because of that shit.
It fell apart because they didn't have the infrastructure for, the vaccine came out too soon. It came out too soon and fucked up a lot.
Am I right that you're giving Trump credit for the rushing it? Is that what you're?
I think so, man. Okay. I think
that's always been his stance.
Because Trump was always anti-vax. He was anti-vax, man. And all of a sudden he's pro-vax. I think they decided, you know what? Let me be pro-vax on this. Boom. We pushed this motherfucker through in 8 months. It's going to fuck up a lot of people, but that's the casualties of war. Because I'm a Trump supporter, but he could promote the vaccine all day. I'm not going to take it. There's nothing he could say that's going to make me take it. And I think there's a lot of people like that. Like, no matter what Trump says, they're Trump supporters, but when Trump is like pro-vaccine, they're not going to take the vaccine. So Trump probably knew this. And he's like, you know what? There's being pro-vaccine. If the plan is real, if it is real, I don't know what's going on. It's hard. I don't believe nothing 100%. But if the plan is real, that's the way you would do it. That's the way you would do it. Put it out early. It's going to fuck some people up, but you guys were going to take that shit anyways 10 years later. You were going to take that shit anyways. You fucked up. You believe in fucking big pharma? Yeah. Trump could have preached, he could have had documents and evidence of its safety and effectiveness. That wouldn't have mattered to me at all. I was never going to take
it. But there are a lot of people who do anything Trump says. I mean...
Well,
is that not on his? Is that not on his head? On his hands? Is that not blood on his hands?
Hey, in war, you go one way through this valley, you're going to lose 5,000 men. You go this way, you're going to lose 30,000 men. Which way are you going to go?
Yeah, I get you. We're talking civilian casualties now,
like
right?
If the purpose of the war is no deaths, man, there ain't no war. I mean, we're in a fucking war. So
I think we are.
You took the vax, you took the jab. Sorry, man, but a lot of people that did, they're not going to take another one. They're not going to take another one, man. I know a lot of people that for their work and they really, they were enjoying life and not really paying attention to shit. And they took it. They didn't think it was no big deal. They didn't want to lose their jobs or they wanted to travel and all that shit. I get it, Doc. I get it. But now, shit, none of them would take it again. All of them regret it. And they're all worried, like deep down inside, that something's going to happen to them and shit. They all regret it. They wouldn't do it again. So, and that happened because they pushed it came out too soon. They pushed it on everybody. They made it mandatory. That fucked up everything. And now, like, people just don't. It's like we had to go through that to finally get rid of vaccines. Like, nobody trusts, because the whole people that were anti-vax before the COVID vax, there's a story on every vaccine. There's the polio story, dog. That's like its own COVID story. Its own documentary. The measles vax, that's its own documentary. All the autism in the early 2000s. Like the Gardasil vax, like every vaccine got a documentary. That's why there's so many anti-vax people out there, because they're fucking paying attention. So now all those pro-vaxxers, because we went through this fucking bullshit with the scamdemic. Now they're going back and reviewing the polio vaccine and all the other vaccines.
Are they? I feel like they're not. And it's so crazy to me right now how there's so many people that, COVID's a bad vaccine, but all the rest of them are good. It's just unbelievable to me. It's so upsetting. So real quick, because I know you gotta get to the roles. Your thoughts on the P. Diddy situation? I haven't been able to talk to you yet. What are your thoughts?
Completely fascinated by it. I watch P. Diddy videos every day, man. I didn't really pay attention to the timeline of Bad Boy or Biggie, and I know Biggie got shot, Tupac, but I was never like investigating it or anything like that. I wasn't. P. Diddy never interested me at all. Had no fucking idea. And with all the shit going on now, I mean, the freak off parties, that's one thing. You know, that's like no one cares a fuck about swinger parties. There's swinger parties going on everywhere. Everyone's fucking each other. That shit, you know, but the Justin Bieber shit, the Usher shit, and then specifically the fucking blackmail shit, all the cameras and him blackmail and the whole blackmail operation, and then Clive Davis and all the, like, his bosses and the whole music industry. And dude, who's the Rock P. Diddy? Who's the Rock P. Diddy? There's a Rock P. Diddy too. You know, P. Diddy is the R&B Jeffrey Epstein. There's a heavy metal, rock, grunge sections too. Like, who are they?
I wonder who that is. I mean, some of the boy band stuff, that one guy went to jail, right? For
what, that big fat guy? That,
for O-Town and all them and money extortion.
Boy, he was a scumbag. Ugh.
You know, and all the deaths around P. Diddy. Like, fuck, I had no idea. Al B. Sure, like, he didn't die, but he was like one of the guys that was in that whole crew that didn't die, but he was like in a coma. He almost died. And yo, all the people involved in the whole P. Diddy shit.
Yeah,
dude.
I mean,
whoa. And then like the Jay-Z stuff and like, what? It's fucking fascinating.
It's so interesting to me.
Thank God my music sucks, dude. Because in the 90s, I was trying to make it in the 90s. If for some reason I would have got signed, I had labels looking at my shit. Thank God they hated me. Thank God, because dude, if I got signed in the 90s, I would, like, if someone said, hey, let's go to a mansion party at P. Diddy's house, I'd be like, fuck yeah. I wouldn't know shit. You know, who wouldn't go to a P. Diddy party? You know what I mean? Now, like, oh my God, thank God you never went, right? And all the guys that did go are like, oh shit, am I going to be brought up? Dude, it's so crazy. It's so crazy how much shit he got away with.
And, by the way, he's still getting away with it. He's just walking around Miami right now.
Okay, so we established his informant.
Really?
Yeah. He's not arrested. He's just like, da.
Miami, though. He's in the...
Yeah?
So wait up. So we're establishing he's an informant?
I mean, dude, do we have to establish that?
Yeah. There's accusations of that.
Yeah, but you don't think they might accuse him of something and make him like look like Jeffrey Epstein, where they throw him under the bus just to make it seem like, look, we put him in jail.
Well, I'm sure they're just done with him. They burned him. Something happened that made him not useful anymore.
Yeah,
right?
but it's just, I mean, we'll see what if he actually.
He's like lost some cultural
How long
relevance.
did it take for them to take down Bill Cosby? How long did it take them to take down what's his face?
R. Kelly.
Well, they do it
R.
convincingly,
Kelly
yeah.
was forever, right? He was getting arrested, released, arrested, and released.
He would get he would get bail and then go to like his own house parties and he'd sing for people and shit. And you're like, dude, this was on trial for some like pedo shit. Like, you shouldn't be at his party. But you know, people don't care.
It is shocking.
You know the craziest thing? You know the craziest fucking thing is when Whitney Houston's death is in the mix, dog. Do you guys know the story that when she died in her hotel, they had a fucking like award ceremony with Clive Davis and P. Diddy. And they knew she was dead and they were giving like a eulogy. And she's still in her room dead. And
What?
they went on with the fucking, it was like some kind of ceremony. And Clive Davis and P. Diddy were giving like eulogies about, she's just died. She's still in the building.
Yeah.
Look into that shit, dog.
Yeah.
Look into that shit. She died. She's in the building, and they're talking about her like they're gonna miss her, and she was such a good person. Fuck.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
Yeah,
great. They were untouchable. Those guys could do anything the fuck they want, dude. Untouchable.
and it's just crazy because if we go back to cloning Dave Chappelle. I mean, Meek Mill. Everyone's been saying that about Meek Mill when he got out of prison. His tattoos were in the same place. Imagine if you were cloned Meek Mill and you got out, and right when you got out, you got banged in the ass by fucking P. Diddy. Like, right out the gate. You're like, I didn't sign up for this shit. How did I know, dude? So crazy.
All the Justin Bieber shit.
That's what I wanted to bring up. It's like everyone looks at his dad like he's this great manager. Like everyone wants to get signed by Justin Bieber's dad. And that dude just let his son get turned out. That wouldn't, PD would be dead if those were my daughter. I'm not even killing. I'd kill that motherfucker. If those are my daughters, first of all, she's not working with any of them. No, you don't need it. You can't rap.
You know what? When they start going to Jesus, you know what I mean? They start going to Jesus hard, like Justin Bieber started going to church and shit. They fucked him up, man. They fucked him up. That dude was like 15 years old, and
Usher talks about the same thing. Yeah, Usher talks about going to Diddy camp, where he was there like 15, 16 years old, and he talks about like, oh well, they didn't make me do anything, but I saw a bunch of shit. Yeah, they didn't make you do anything. They're just saying that. But and then, well, we've all seen the videos.
He probably has a dead man switch. That's why they don't know what to do. Because if he was smart, if he really did have all that blackmail videotape on people, if he really did have all that shit, you don't think he would have a dead man switch?
Yeah.
And let them know, like, you kill me, all that shit gets released. As soon as I'm dead, boom.
Yeah, but didn't Julian Assange have that and nothing happened? And then
he's still
Isaac
alive
Cappy
too,
had that. Remember,
Assange is still alive though. So
yeah, but he's stuck in jail.
Exactly.
But he's
I always
alive.
wondered, like, why is Assange still alive? Why don't they just kill him?
Well, Pompeo thought about it apparently.
Well, I mean, like, you can kill Jeffrey Epstein, you can't kill Julian Assange.
No, but he's saying he's got a dead man switch, so they know they can't. So they're making his life miserable, but they're not killing him. You get what he's saying?
Yeah, you know what? That's probably what it is. Because I always wondered, I'm like, why haven't they killed Julian Assange?
And we know Pompeo plotted it. Like, we know that.
It's so obvious he's got shit on everybody, But he probably has a dead man switch.
You know who had a dead man switch? Or supposedly? It was John McAfee. Remember, he claimed to have one. Remember, a building went down and he was tied behind it in Miami. We're like, oh, that was his dead man switch. But obviously nothing came out. But
So
shout out Ryan Garcia, by the way.
Shout out Ryan Garcia. So one thing that's very interesting is that how all these leaders of black culture now have come out as compromised. And and what I find very interesting is, again, this controversy with this joke I did, people wanting to fucking leprechauns wanting to fight me. And they defend this word, which is like, I go back and watch all old footage of of early rap, which isn't hip hop yet. It's rap, Soul Train, Motown, the 70s. The N-word isn't anywhere. The N-word is not anywhere. And then Ice Cube and all this shit comes through, and then it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And now you're defending this thing like it's the holy grail of like black culture. I've been telling you guys this from the start. Culture is not your heritage. Culture is manufactured in think tanks. So when you go, why is all this shit coming out right now? It's a demoralization campaign. Remember, you were told, so long ago, Black Lives Matter. Now you're being told all your leaders are gay CIA fucking agents. It's crazy to me.
You know who I got into? I've always been a gigantic DMX fan. I love DMX. I love his voice. He's so good, man. Live, he's amazing live. But I didn't know this story. And then now with all the Diddy stuff out, and I'm like, damn, like he grew, he blew up in the 90s. Let me see, his relationship with all those cats. And dude, DMX it seems like he's the only one who didn't sell a soul. It seems like he was the realest motherfucker out there, dude. Mind Shock, YouTube channel, Mindshock. He did like a 5-hour podcast on DMX and what really happened to him and what he was really about. He's like the realest one, dude. He's the realest one out of all.
Oh, he's singing about homo thugs long time ago.
Yeah.
Homo
he was the
thugs.
realest one. I mean, he had a problem. Yeah, he got addicted to, coke and crack, at 14. He was homeless and shit, dude. He grew, like, he's legit. And that kind of fucked him up. But, he didn't sell his soul, man. Or if he got offered, and if he did, he rejected it right away and turned it around. But he's talking about the industry. He's got a song, like it's a poem, and it's a song called The Industry. Fucking brilliant. Genius. Talking about this shit in like 1998. He knew what was going on. He knew exactly what was going on, and he was trying to tell people about it back then. Now it's all coming out. DMX is the realest.
Yeah, I mean, you have the Wu-Tang. They seem not to be compromised. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the Notorious B.I.G. was so good that he wasn't compromised. I don't think anybody was getting weird with that dude. There's a couple guys I think that were way KRS-One. I think he was, but I mean, this new group, like, and then the biggest thing is when P. Diddy comes out and says, "Oh yeah, you don't work with talent, you work with less talent." That to me is everything, because that is Hollywood's mantra. You're like, why the fuck is that on television? And now you get it, because they're easily controlled. And then what happens is when these people go off the reservation and they start doing stuff that isn't the industry, they fall flat on their face. It's very rarely that they can create something out of nothing, and it's something when they don't have the industry backing them. You have a comedian right now going around shitting on podcasts because his podcast gets zero views.
Just say who that is.
No, I'm just over
He's
it.
stupid, dude.
Yeah, he is.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Hey, on Dave Chappelle, they say they obviously they exiled him. They sent him to Africa. Do you think they let him back in?
Who?
The clone. Do you think the clone? They could have just left him in Africa. We could have forgot all about Dave Chappelle.
He just goes native, just joins a tribe or something.
Well, as in, like, how he left Africa and we thought he just got off the grid.
So let me ask
he could have just got off the grid, but they let him back in. They let him start saying these Netflix things. Do you think that was part of the plan?
Well, I mean, like I've always said this all the time. To really blow up in a lot of ways is, let's say you're not a famous person, right? And you're just doing, and especially if you're into the world of politics. If you go hard to the right or hard to the left, you get blown up a lot quicker because you add to the divide and conquer, right? So if you have Dave Chappelle clone coming up and going off on trans, that adds to the fighting. I mean, I've always said that, this notion that Dave Chappelle, they're trying to cancel Dave Chappelle. He's flying around in private jets. It's just all part of the thing, It's all part of like, if you add to the divide and conquer and you go after the right targets, they love you. If you go after the wrong targets, you get shadow banned to the outer realms. That's just the way it fucking is, dude. I have to take things down off of Instagram because they get zero traction. It's unbelievable the amount of traction. Some of them, I have two posts. One gets 17,000 likes, and then one gets 100 likes.
What is that? That's just the algorithm, or are you pick and choosing?
I think it's the algorithm.
Yeah, 100%, dude. That's the biggest problem with what's going on. Like, if I go, maths don't work, okay? Do you know how many people don't know that? Because their algorithm has hid every single fucking study
that's why I can't blame a lot of people, because they're just not, most of these people haven't heard this shit. You got to come to it, bring it to them easy, because they haven't heard any of it.
I love Dana. She's a retard. Okay,
well, that's
she's
different.
A fucking retard.
She's got the prophet in her house, and she chooses to ignore it.
She watches MSNBC. Do you know what's going on in MSNBC today? They were so excited that the Ukraine was using long-range missiles. Oh, and then they go, guess whose missiles those are? American missiles. And they were, what is going on, dude? What is going on?
Hicks was right about
We're
all
in
that
an
shit.
information war. And it's like these people are, and there's some people who are victims to it. They never, I mean, if you only get your information from MSNBC, you would think that Trump is going to get in the office and go after all of his political rivals. And that the only reason he's on trial is not because of his political rivals coming after him, it's because he's the most corrupt human being outside of Hitler that has ever lived. And that's just where we are. People are siloed now. They will not get the information unless, like I had a talk right now I had a talk in the green room at the Comedy Store with this famous comic, and she was like, "Mass work." I go, "They don't work. They've never worked. They work. They may not be perfect, but they work." No, they don't. At all.
You've even got people on that side of it who've said that they don't work. I mean, just show her Fauci being like, "Yeah, they don't really work."
Yeah, but no, nobody shows her. Her algorithm doesn't show. Her algorithm is probably everything about her, by the way, but it just is what it is. Hey, Eddie, great episode. Can't wait to get into Illinois with you. Can't wait to get you at the dojo. Can't wait to go back to Connecticut. One more time, tell them where they can find you.
Hell yeah, man. Since we're talking about DMX, I took some acapella DMX words, vocals from YouTube, and Danny Lohner actually did that and put it over some music I put together. So I was looking into getting DMX to actually spit a couple verses on a track of mine, and it was like too expensive. I'm like, damn. So we just ended up putting his acapella on some of my music. It's called, look up Hook Thieves, The Wrath of a Menace. And there's some Tupac in there that I suppose in as well.
Let's hear it.
It's over Scarface. The music video is Scarface, so it's technically the greatest music video of all time. The Wrath of that one right there at the top.
It's got a video. Nice.
I wanted to start things over, but I know showed. I wanted to get a little closer.
Your music's so good, dude.
Thank you, dude. Check this out.
Dude, that's sick.
Once again, it's the darker nigga. With the sparker nigga. With the partner nigga. With the dog and figure. Under stress to molest. You wanna get blessed to the chest. It's slugs from the Smith and West. Best nigga pumper put a hurt on a nigga. Top 6 motherfucker feet of dirt on a nigga. My hands stay dirty cause I play dirty the mob way. You don't know? Fuck it, find out the hard way. A nigga job is never done. Handle my business how it come. And it's never been a one-on-one. There hasn't been a problem. I resolve them like salt. Lock it up like a fall whenever records caught. And it's my fault. Keep niggas on point, ducking down. Niggas like you need to get bust, you fucking clown. Let's get it on.
Bro.
Let's get it on. I'm at the crossroads. Look, but I'm not really sure which way to go. Should I made a low for what I did the other day to yo? The way to go got me striking this random. I can't stand the big ass nigga. Wanna be the bandit. Looking over my shoulder, cause it's colder than it was. It starts shorty. Because I'm a low older than colors and the buzz from the song. With the chain to your brain would turn that big nigga to a fucking stain. The pain from the dirt makes the hurt go away for a minute. I'm gonna die back cause I'm like knee deep in it. And you motherfuckers wonder why I start shit. Cause when you look in my face, you see that hard shit. Cause I done been to hell and back. I ain't with selling crack. I'd rather rob a nigga, even with a shell up in his back. I wanted to start things over.
Dude, this is like fire.
Right there.
I wanted to get a little closer, but I let go. I wanted to turn myself over, but I let go. I wanted to get a little closer, but I let go. It's over.
miss DMX, dude.
R.I.P.
Bro, that is such fucking fire, bro.
Look at the end of it. Look at the end of it. This is the best part.
I needed this. Come on, dog.
Let's get it on.
Come on, bro.
It's over. To get things done, you better not mess with. You better not mess with.
Is this David Bowie?
It's a remix.
No, I mean the line.
Yes.
That's Bowie, right?
The music.
That line is Bowie, though, right?
Bro, that was
Ashes to
fucking.
Ashes to ashes.
Yeah, I love that song, dude.
That was fire, Eddie.
That was great, Eddie.
Eddie, that is fucking fire.
It's a
Then when you
beaut.
get the money,
You are so
Then when you get the
fuck,
power,
dude. You gotta get your
then you
shit
get
on Spotify.
that's why you got
It is. Some of his hook thief stuff is. You
Well,
this?
my new album?
Yeah.
My new album is on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. Hook Thieves. Look up Hook Thieves. Jar of Lies. It's like a comedy album. It's a parody album. You've heard some of the songs.
Is that song
came
gonna be
out
on
like 6 months.
Spotify?
That one's on Spotify. It's on Spotify, Apple Music.
What's that
Hook
song
Thieves.
called?
Which one? That one?
Yeah.
That one's on my first album. It's a YouTube album. There's 15 songs, and every song has a movie that goes along with it. It's called instead of a mixtape, I call it a mix flick. So if you go to
that's cool.
YouTube, and just go Eddie Bravo mix flick of death and devotion, it's like a movie album, and it's the music is all bands that my bands over the last 15 years, like a couple chick songs, most of it's hip hop, most of it's Smoke Serpent and Hook Thieves.
Bro, that song is. What is the name of that song, dude?
The Wrath of a Menace. That one's on the album. That one's on Mixed Flick of Death and Devotion. The Wrath of a Menace.
And that is not on Spotify.
No, that's just on YouTube. That one's just on YouTube. It's not on Spotify.
Dude, that song is such
another
fire.
song. You like that one? I did. Enter the Dragon. I cut a music video with Enter the Dragon. It's so fucking good. It's called The Temple When the Sun Hits. Smoke Serpent. The Temple When the Sun Hits. Smoke Serpent. Okay. That one's Enter the Dragon, dog. What's better than a music video with Scarface? Like, technically, that's the best music video ever. It's Scarface. How do you beat Scarface? And it cost me nothing. It cost me $1,500 to get it edited. No, not that one. Not that one.
No. Okay.
There's another one. That one's like homemade. Let's go down right there. That one. Right there. That one with Bruce. There it is.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh, come on, bro. Let's go.
You're going to like this one.
Johnny, I'll kill you.
I love that movie.
I can't believe they haven't remade it.
Leave it, man.
Don't give him ideas. Don't give him ideas, Sam.
I love when he just picks out his pussy. Bang, bang.
that's sick.
What is this, India?
Fear in your gut like it's 9/11. You could die for this cut, better call the medic. I peep the new shit and it's all pathetic. Rap is whack, rock is dead. 99 problems and they're all in your head. It's time to realize what a real rhyme is. When the spacecraft lands and we a raw bitch with the bogeys running up on your 9-6. Should be here any minute. So I don't wanna spend time sitting with a critic who simply is singing and ever really get it. Every stroke of my pen is an act of independence. Food for thought, snacks I'm digging. Turn up the track, little fact be a fiction. The band's not a band and the band is a business. Drag through the sand and drown in well wishes. Conscripted built to bear witness. Best of luck being pretentious fucks. You already know what you can suck. I work with the bar, raising up. Some of my sentiments are kinda contagious, huh? Take a little swig of my Dixie cup. We're no more good ideas, so they add it up. I can't finally admit that enough's enough. Is this really real? Is this really like to share? The monsters there. Is this really real? When the sun hits, when the sun shines through. Is this really real? Is this really like to share? The monsters there. Is this really like a temple when the sun hits? When the sun hits, when the sun shines through. Yeah. So much more to obtain, yes. Money, power, and fame. Aim, I took off the restraint. Now I'm in a mission to change up the game. Now they get conditioned thoughts in my brain. Wanna tell me I'm lost and insane? No time to explain. When it came to do it, just say it. Say what I say and I do what I do, player. Move with a purpose, burn a few haters. Flows on the beat and leave with that flavor. No chase, drink straight up. No stalling, man, the fuck up. No sleepy, wake the fuck up. Stakes the way up. Raise the fuck up. Spam my meal, chicken and cake the fuck up. When I'm willing and dealing, I got a whole lot of love like, yeah, I want it all my dude, I want to roll a few, I want to hit the finest, get behind her, back the bitch up, let me get inside her, stack the chips up, every day I'm climbing, swag the fuck out, I'm a fitted style and blaze the fuck out, in the club we wildin', I'm a devil in the city where the angels dying out, Is this really real? Is this really like to share? The monsters there. Is this really like a temple where the sun hits? When the sun hits, when the sun shines through. Is this really real? Is this really like to share? The monsters there. Is this really like a temple where the sun hits? When the sun hits, when the sun shines through.
I love that riff.
Dude, that was fire, dude. I love how his scar's off, by the way, right there. You see that?
Is this really real? Is this really real? Is this really real? And when the sun hits, when the sun shines through, is this really real? Is this really like a share? The monsters there. Is this really like a temple where the sun hits? When the sun hits, when the sun shines through.
Oh, you motherfucker.
When the sun hits. When the sun shines through. When the sun hits. When the sun shines through.
I love it, dude. Dude, that's fire. Eddie, bravo. I love you so much. I'm so blessed that we're friends.
Love you too, man.
You are
Love you too.
the multi-talented. I'm going to enjoy being able to follow you while I can, because at some point you're just going to click in and just murder motherfuckers even harder than you already are, you can see Eddie Bravo bring the hammer of the gods in Aurora May 4th. May the 4th be with you. And then May 4th in Aurora, May 5th in Janesville, Wisconsin. That tickets are moving quick there. And then he's also going to be with all of us at the Dojo of Comedy in New Jersey, June 21st, and Broad Brook, Connecticut, June 22nd. Those tickets will be on SamTripoli.com very soon. Eddie, we love you. Thank you so much.
Hey, let me plug a couple seminars. I'm going to be at 10th Planet Denver, May 11th, and 10th Planet Livonia. Oh no, where's this? Oh shit. What? Oh yeah, 10th Planet Livonia, July 20th, and Livonia is by Detroit. So I'll see you on the road. Thank you very much for the support. I'll be back soon, man.
All right, buddy. We love you. Take care and enjoy this breakdown. All right, let's get into it. What'd you guys think?
It's Eddie Bravo, man.
Dude, it's just
What do you
like,
expect? He's
I'm
gonna kick
sorry.
ass.
That DMX song is such fire.
That's so good.
I don't know if everyone's going to enjoy listening to that. I don't know how you can't. That was fun. That's my new intro
I like
song.
the song after that. That guitar riff.
They were
stuck in
both
my
great.
head. Yeah.
I mean, Eddie Bravo is a 5-tool player.
He's so talented.
There's nothing he doesn't do on a world-class level.
You call him the Jamie Foxx?
I call him the Jamie Foxx of Mexicans. And sometimes he gets weirded out because all the Hollywood black gay butt stuff. But I don't mean it like that. What I mean is like everything he does is he's just great at it. It's such a he's such an incredible guy, and I love him very much. And
he's in a classic Dave Chappelle bit right there.
He's in it. I mean, dude, the guy's like the Where's Waldo of everything.
Yeah, he's
right?
like a Zelig. Yeah,
no,
it's amazing.
he's like Forrest Gump, right? He's
Yeah,
just
that
in
too, yeah.
every scene, right? And
Hey,
it's
wait
just
up. Did I just hear what I think I heard? You're letting Meek Mill's Dreams and Nightmare go?
I might let go and just go up to that
Damn.
one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I go up to Meek Mill right when I do stand up.
Like he's second to the dot. He literally, if you come up and
You
ask
go
him,
2 minutes,
you walk up. I
36
got you.
seconds
Yeah,
of Dreams and Nightmares. But I think I might go up to this one because that song and that music video is fucking fire.
you know what's crazy? You know how he goes kind of hard? He's got that deep voice, that DMX. You know he's got a gospel album. He did some gospel stuff right before because you know how
He got right.
Yeah.
He got right.
At the
Like
end,
he had
yeah.
a lot of DMX had a lot of satanic imagery.
Yeah.
Towards the and then like I think people I think when you're young, you think it's edgy, right? And
For
then
sure, yeah.
and then you wake up to, I'm doing this all wrong.
You just got to hope you don't make any irreversible mistakes before
That's the whole key.
you figure it out.
You know
right?
who? You know who I think exactly that about?
Who?
Kat Von D. Kat Von D. I think she went too deep, and then she figured out. Had a kid, and figured like I can't be pushing this shit. I
Did
have
she
a
get
kid.
her shit blacked out? Did I
She's
see
getting
that? Is that-
all of it. Getting
She's now black. She's a powerful black woman. Okay.
How does that work with
What does she
the
got all
race
those
card?
tattoos? Yeah,
Do you get
that's
the
correct.
race card when you
get to
black
drop
something?
one N-bomb only on men you're having sex with, though. That's it. That's it. So great show as always. Eddie's great, and he was chill this episode, right? It was a lot of fun though. But dude, I mean, like
he's amazing though. The way he can just talk
Jiu-Jitsu Jesus
extemporaneously.
is the man. Jiu-Jitsu Jesus is the man, and it's interesting, Johnny, because we have this like there is a real schism in the industry or in the truth community, right? Of and the industry of content creating is what is Trump? Good guy, bad guy?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
I struggle with that still. I know Eddie's on one side pretty firmly, but
But it's super interesting. It is super interesting on where because we can sit there forever and list all the motherfucking things that Trump didn't do. But it did do, excuse me, or didn't do in some weird ways as well,
both,
right?
yeah.
For sure. But then you go, all this stuff is to get him off the ballot. Now, are they playing 1000 D chess and be like, we're going to make everyone think we're out to get him, but we really want to corral everybody to him?
it's entirely possible. The thing I have trouble with is this idea of him telling people to get the jab as some kind of, multi-level play, which to me, he's still responsible for everybody who was injured because, they were following him. So I don't know. That's hard for me.
But it's also like, okay, so let's say he was duped. He was anti-vax before that.
Duped? Oh, that's a different take. Yeah, okay.
Let's just say, because that seems to be the argument. So people are now discussing on Twitter about how everybody, all the Trump apologists are now going, because he was like pro-Ukrainian aid, and everyone's like, he got duped. And you're like, you can't always say that. You can't always say to explain away his behavior that he got duped.
Yeah, well, then you got to say, do we want a guy who's repeatedly being duped to run, to run the country?
Yeah.
And here's another thing: if they really don't want him to run and they want him off the ballot, wouldn't it just be easy for the deep state to kill him?
I don't think they can do that anymore.
Or heart attack. I mean, he's not young. You can't play like he got a heart attack.
He does eat Taco Bell every day, but I don't know. I feel like they have a code of honor among themselves, kind of now.
Well, I think what it is crime bosses don't take out crime bosses.
Yeah.
You only take out each other's soldiers.
That's right. Yeah.
Right?
I feel that
because once one crime boss takes out one other crime boss, then
you get the 60s. That's what happened. Yeah.
You get everybody taking out everybody.
Right.
And as bad as they want that, it's like they don't want that.
Yeah. That's scary. That's scary to them. For
right?
them, that's scary to them.
So it's interesting.
But I just want to be clear. He is absolutely preferable to the alternative, Biden. But I mean,
I don't. And you go, is that a psyop? But
what that Biden's actually he's competent or something?
I mean, the question: are they hurting everybody to Trump?
Yeah.
Well, why would they have kicked him out if they wanted to do that? That was the end game.
That's a great question too. I do believe they needed Biden in. So the question I wanted to ask you guys, and I didn't get to it, was like, Johnny, will you look up how far the Ukraine is from Afghanistan?
Okay.
I'd say it's a good distance.
Yeah, I don't think they're terribly close. I think they're pretty far, actually. Hold on just a second. Let me see. Yeah, they're pretty far. I mean, if you look over.
Okay.
See this map.
Because I have this weird theory, Johnny, that they didn't leave the weapons behind in Afghanistan. And actually those weapons were the early weapons that they were getting to the Ukraine.
Boy, that would have been some operation to move those weapons.
I mean, it's not.
No, that's a pretty good distance there.
It's interesting to me. That's why I think that.
Well, no, I don't think they would do that because they're not making any money off those. They want to sell.
No. They sold the weapons to the Ukrainians. It's called new money for old rope.
I think they're going to be using them again in
Russia,
in Afghanistan.
Interesting.
Yeah, get ready.
Oh, you think we'll see that? We'll be like, oh, that was the plane we left behind.
Well, it already happened.
So-and-so.
Yeah, I mean, it happened with the Soviets. All that Soviet shit. They were killing us with all the Soviet shit and the shit we left there from before. Yeah. But yeah, Eddie, great.
That was a great episode. Great episode.
What do you? Check me out on Twitter at Johnny Woodard, please.
Oh, Johnny, slip that in.
We got this lull in the episode here.
Okay, slip that in, Johnny. Go to SamTripoli.com. Everything again. Like I said earlier, I am going to be starting in May. I will be putting premium content on the website, but you can still be able to get it at Rockfin. Okay, go to Rockfin, ROKFIN.com. For $15, you get everybody on there. But if you just want Sam Tripoli just be on SamTripoli.com. I'm also working on locals on Rumble. Cash Daddies, enjoy that. Great investment. T-shirts, cameos. Wise Wolf, Gold and Silver, go to samtripoli.gold and use a promo code tinfoil to get in on that. I'm telling you, $50. Let's say you just pay $50 a month and you just start loading up on silver, on gold. Just load up.
That's how I started with crypto.
Yeah.
I couldn't buy a lot, so I just started doing like $50 here, $100 here.
Yeah, I mean, we love crypto. I mean, I'm a crypto guy. I'm a crypto pirate.
But it adds up. What I'm trying to say, with $50 every week, every month, it adds up. Next thing you know, you're like, holy shit, I got a good chunk.
So we got that. We also go into our Rife Technologies. Check that out. Hydrogen brown gas. Check that out. We love that. All these are for to make you better. Harley Ray and their candles, and we love their candles. We love their everything they got there. They're wonderful people. And my good friends at Chemical Free Body. That's right. Energize your health. I have mine right here. I'm gonna take it right in front of you, so you know I'm telling the truth.
Right here, guys. This alpha thing does alpha things. There's a reason Sam takes it.
You want to get alpha?
Yeah.
You get alpha, bro. You go to Chemical Free Body.
The alpha pulling it out of his man purse. Nice.
That was really rude, Johnny.
No one needed to know that,
was
Johnny.
really rude. No,
He's on camera.
It's a satchel. Okay,
Oh, it's a satchel.
Okay, were the Pony Express wearing man purses, or were they wearing satchels?
It's a messenger bag.
That's a messenger bag.
That's a little.
And then
that's a little
finally,
mercy, I have to
my boy Joel Staley, he has the best workouts, and I'm very thankful that if you want to get in shape, and listen, dude, I'm really in a spiritual weird place right now. I'm just like, I just, when you tell the truth, it can get pretty lonely. I'm going to be making some changes in my life. And one of them is I want to focus on my body. And I hope you can join me too. And you can figure it out. Joel will help you figure out a program that works for you. So, yeah, check that out. Anything else, boys? Got anything else going on?
Check out We Don't Smoke the Same. We're actually raffling off 2 Deftones from the Deftones guitars. So if you're a Deftones fan out there, go check out We Don't Smoke the Same Patreon.
Yeah, with New Broken Sim just dropped, we had a good time. Sam lost it rock paper scissors to his daughter.
It's unbelievable.
And we get into Alex Jones getting a lot of praise on Rogan. So. Here's a clip from the latest Broken Sim. Did you see this video? Okay, so check this out. Alex Stein shared this. This is, I guess.
Bro,
I don't know
this
who's
is
making
the craziest commercial I've ever seen in my life.
Gavin Newsom tweeted this out. He writes, Alabama's abortion ban has no exceptions for
Are you
incest.
surprised?
Now Republicans are trying to criminalize young women's travel
And
to
he's
receive
lying
abortion
about
care.
that.
We cannot let them get away with this. And this is the TV ad they're putting out. This is insanity. It's comical. It really is.
We're almost there. We're gonna make it.
This, by the way, can I just say, this was the vibe of that movie, Civil War. This right here was the totally
Johnny,
the vibe of Civil War.
They have to emotionally. Dude, the left is all based off emotions.
Yeah.
None of it is facts driven.
This was
whole
like
thing that happened to me is all
over 2
emotional,
hours.
emotional responses, no logical thinking, and this is what they've done.
Completely, yeah. This is so stupid.
Trump Republicans want to criminalize young Alabama women who travel for reproductive care.
Miss, I'm going to need you to step out of the vehicle.
In what world does this
Take a pregnancy
happen?
test.
Stop them by taking action at righttotravel.org.
Again, if you
Campaign
didn't
for
hear,
Democracy
it's
group.
okay. So we should describe what's happening. It's these women, these 2 young women, are just in terror driving. I mean, just the most distressed faces, like, you're gonna make it. And then this guy, the most redneck accent you've ever heard, goes, "Miss, I'm gonna need you to take a pregnancy test." He's already got it out of the wrapper, a pregnancy test, a piss-on pregnancy test, and taps it on the car door.
Dude, that might be.
So
dude,
stupid,
is
dude.
that the dumbest thing you've ever heard in your life?
Think about how dumb you'd have to be influenced by this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it gives people who are born into comfort purpose, and now it's to fight this.
It's
right?
masturbatory,
This
yeah.
woman's driving like she has that fucking rebellion from that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. What was it? Where like it would come out of the stomach.
Total Recall.
Yeah,
right,
Total Recall. She acts like she's driving. And it's gonna come out at any second. That's how she has to get there. I mean,
Why is she the one driving? First of all, why not let the other girl drive?
This
Doesn't
is
make
the
any
craziest
sense.
part of why I'm no longer. I'm a conservative liberal. I know it sounds crazy, common sense liberal, and why the far left is fully dumb. Okay,
They've gone full R. Yeah,
is that the state that they're freaking out about is Arizona. It's Democratic. It is a Democratic freaking government. Whether you believe the vote or not, the people in power are Democrats. The reason is it called codified, Johnny? Is that the word?
that means to make law. Yeah.
Do you know why they've never codified women's right to choose? For
Well,
every election, they could pull this shit.
Yeah, and they're starting to do
That's
it
the
now.
reason they never codified it.
Yeah. This is Alabama, though, is what they're talking about. He's talking about the abortion ban, but
Yeah, but the
But
big
now
one they're freaking
Republic-
out about is in Arizona.
Well,
This
you're
is
talking about the rules about travel, right? Yeah.
It's so.
But let's
dumb.
just break this down one more time, because if you really look at this, it makes no. Why is the pregnant girl who's about to burst
driving?
That doesn't make any
Their
sense.
friend's just not very nice.
And look, they're almost to the state line.
Almost there. We're gonna make it.
Like, it's so crazy, dude. Like, what possible suspicion could this cop have?
I mean,
to be chasing her down.
Well,
Like,
she's with an ethnic, which
Yeah,
is
oh,
Asian in
yeah.
Alabama. That
Yeah,
might mean
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Are you traveling with an ethnic?
maybe
right
that's
now?
why she's not driving. Actually,
yeah,
Anyway,
it's
I mean,
just.
it's
but
so
this is
stupid.
it. It's just they're emotional. They have nothing. Everything is a windmill.
I mean, it's embarrassing, dude. And I hate that we're deep on the culture war thing right now, but I wanted to hit this. So, J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter books, which not my thing, but have you seen this CAS report? It's going around about how woefully inadequate these trans services are for like kids and just misguided. I mean, it's a study of
right
what the effects of it on children down the road, like
Of
the
course,
most that we have now. And it was just damning. To
Why
this whole
don't you
program.
just take that money and set it on fire? Because everyone knows the results of that. And it's like, again, this is what I'm talking about.
And this woman is like a renowned pediatrician. She's well known in the industry. She up to now has only been respected for wanting the best for children, and now she can't even travel on public transit because of in England. I told you, dude, England is like beyond. Like they've gone over because of this.
I have
And,
to watch my mouth.
What J.K. Rowling writes, follow the money, maybe a conspiracy theorist trope. And I hate the Twitter cliche, let that sink in. But when a respected pediatrician is advised not to travel by bus, and when lobby groups fall over themselves to discredit a meticulous medical review, both might seem to apply. And she's completely right.
100%.
Yeah.
The inclusion love party is the first one to threaten violence.
Always.
Yeah. Even
Always.
with leprechauns.
And it's what Alex Jones was talking about. It's because the weak people, they love grouping together in these groups to make a fist. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Well, it's because for the first time in the history of time, betas can go after alphas because they come together. And most of the good people just want to live their life. And it's like, I've thought about this. The 2 times where riots came to an end quickly was when the adults showed up and shut it down. It wasn't law enforcement. It was someone with a gun said, enough.
Yeah.
The rooftop Koreans.
God bless them.
And then the kid in Kenosha. And that's when everything got shut down. When the adults show up.
The 388-page report that indicated no good evidence for the medical push to transition children's gender, noting that the push had been built on shaky foundations. That's also
It's all a lie. All of it, Johnny. It's all based on lies. And this is demonic.
money, too. They're making money off this, man.
It's demonic, dude.
It's dark.
It's
Yeah.
demonic, gross stuff. These are scumbag people.
If you want to read it, it's called the CAS report. The CAS report. There are complaints that lighter fare here now that the new track and field uniform for the Olympics, Nike's track and field uniform. What word would you say ladies who think it's a little too revealing might be using to describe it? Can you guess?
Whorish?
Patriarchal is what they're calling the.
These
Nike.
chicks, it's just unbelievable.
They're talking about how they're going to have to make sure they get Brazilians. So it is pretty tight on the Vaj here, I will say. I mean, that's a tight cut to the.
Okay, maybe they're right on this one. That is very weird.
It is close.
Now, in
right?
Europe, we see that all the time, right?
Oh,
you
yeah,
always
yeah.
watch these European chicks. It's like right there. You can almost see the bush.
But that's really, I mean, then a lot of the women are like, dude, my shit's gonna be hanging out. You know, like I got meat curtains here. You know, I don't.
I got meat curtains. Yeah, dude, let it go, bro. Ha ha.
And I mean, really,
Johnny,
if you,
and
you
that's
can't
why
have,
you
you can't have Bush though and have that. Like
Johnny,
nobody.
how many of them have bush now? They all shave it down. But
I'm
Johnny,
saying you couldn't if you wanted to wear that.
this is why I'm telling you the future of female sports is Sponsorship by OnlyFans.
Remember in the early, well, not the early days, but in the 90s in boxing, that goldenpalace.com would get boxers like those temporary tattoos on their backs. That's what we need, just like OF on the ass cheek.
I'm telling you, dude.
O on one ass cheek, F on the other, perhaps.
It's so crazy to me. Johnny, I wish I would have saw that before I commented. That is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is pretty close.
I would love to know why they decide to go so thin on the ramp.
So close to the puss.
Yeah.
Also, can we just give the guys a little sag in the crotch area?
Yeah, I mean that looks like a chick more than the other guy.
Like,
this
did you see
like
Bert Kreischer?
What?
Did you see Bert Kreischer, that photo he posted this week of him in a banana hammock, and you can just see his whole dick out there. He clearly fluffed it up, but a lot of comments on that post. It was, and that's exactly what we're gonna. It's just gonna be dicks flopping around and like.
How about that guy that
popping
ran
up.
and his dick fell out the combine?
No, I didn't see that. Are you serious?
Yeah, his dong just hung.
I didn't see that. That's so funny. That's fucking
yeah,
weird.
that's definitely weird. And you got to go, why did they? Like, that has to be a guy that came up with that, right? There's
well, that's
no
what
way
they said. It's patriarchal. I mean, that's.
A point for the females. I give them points on that because that just looks weird.
It does look weird, doesn't it? Yeah, it's a little too close. I mean, I wouldn't want anybody.
And how do you get it just to stick up there? It's very weird to me. Yeah. I'm with you on that.
So I'm constantly at war, or not constantly, but every year around this time at war with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. These are the latest inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Are you ready for this, Sam? Mary J. Blige, Cher, the Dave Matthews Band.
We go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind. Tinfoil hack, tinfoil hack, tinfoil hack.